Yeah, just so I'm in front of the camera. This is one that I've been the recipient of several times, having to replace lunched engines in 1 litre. And I don't know if anybody knows this bit in the trade. They're known as Ecobooms, not Ecoboosts, because they go boom.
Yeah,
I mean, who puts a wet belt in an engine? It makes zero sense. It's just smacks of cost saving.
that's
If
right.
you if you've got a wet belt, you can just as easily put a chain in there, and it's made of metal, not rubber. Now, anything that's made of anything other than metal, and even metal deteriorates when it's surrounded by fluid, but a lot less slowly than a rubber belt, I'd have thought.
Yeah,
So why put a rubber belt in when you could just as easily put a chain in and avoid all these issues?
that's right. We must
But
point out, yeah, there was a press release that came out, and it was from My Motor World people, where you can go and buy your products. We're not sponsored by them, but they can sponsor us if they want. Where they were saying, yeah, it's some of the most popular makes from top manufacturers like Ford and Peugeot making these, but it's yeah, they explain what a wet timing belt it is, which in a way you have, and that it causes problems. And that also, again, if you talk to mechanics, as you do all of the time, if you're going to do this, you need a very specific tool set to do it. And some of them don't want to spend a grand
no,
or more on it and say, no, I don't want to do it. And it's not an easy job. So yeah, before you buy one, that's the caveat that we would have at future-proof cars. I mean, once they're running, they're fine, aren't they? And you'll get, 40, 50, 60,000 miles out of the car. But bear in mind, it will have to be done again at some stage.
yeah, but we absolutely cannot recommend anybody buys an Ecoboom. I'm sorry, mate, it's just no go. I don't care if it lasts 50, 60,000 miles. I've known them go at 20,000 miles. And I've actually replaced two Ecoboom engines at my expense. So yeah, no. If anybody's thinking of buying an EcoBoost, don't bloody bother. If you're buying an older Fiesta, the 1.25 engine is fantastic.
Yeah.
So you just don't need the EcoBoost. You just don't. You're just asking for trouble. But the thing is, and this is what people are getting seduced by, is the EcoBoosts are really, really cheap because
Yeah.
nobody wants them.
No.
So people that don't know what they're looking for, they go to, well, I can have a 1 litre turbo with 100 horsepower, 125 horsepower. It's considerably more than the 1.25 normally aspirated engine. So they get seduced by it and they think, oh,
Mm.
fantastic, especially young lads or young girls, petrol heads that think, oh, I can buy an EcoBoost and then chip it up and I've got a 150, 160 horsepower out of a 1 litre engine. Well, there you go. You don't get 150 horsepower a litre without having problems. It's
No.
just the same old story. So why Ford didn't recognise this straight away and just say, shit, we've made a mistake. Let's stick a chain on it instead of a wet belt. It's just beyond me. But again, they probably looked at it and thought, well, the cost of redesigning it is greater than the cost of replacing the engines, and we're only liable for them for 3 years in warranty anyway. So it was probably a cost analysis at the expense of customer satisfaction, whatever you want to call it. The customer ends up paying rather than the manufacturer,
Yeah,
effectively.
I think the official reasons were it reduced emissions and increased MPG. So at the time, that's what everybody
Yeah,
said they wanted to do. So this seemed like a very good way of doing it. And in a way, we're sort of getting back to the conversation we had about Range Rover. In that, yeah, it's all to do with research and development. It does seem as though a lot of stuff is done on the hoof these days. I understand a lot of it is done on the computer rather than on the road. And that if they did what they did in the old days, which was run a car until it broke, I'm sure they still do that, but it doesn't. But there doesn't seem to be very much evidence that they do that anymore. But they put it on a computer, and a computer says a different thing, doesn't it? So I think that's where we are. So the official future-proof cars stance is, according to Bradley,
no, no, thank you. Yeah, Eco Boom, no, thank you.
Ecoboom is eco bust. Okay, so
Yeah,
yeah, so be careful when you're searching for cars.
yeah, no, no 1 litre Fords, 1 litre Eco Fords, no,
Yeah,
very bad idea. And
yeah,
this is one of those cases actually where it doesn't matter if it's got a full service history or anything else. It's just a bad idea. There's no rhyme or reason to it. The wet belt fails indiscriminately. So the future-proof car stance is don't do it. Please like and subscribe.